Scottsdale Mall. In October 1971, the former groundbreaking for Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana. Is Wesley Simon, promotion director for Airway Stores, Don Castro, Jr., president of Don Castro Organization of Columbus, Ohio. Co-developers Frank Benson Jr., executive vice president of Castro Organization, South Bend, Mayor Lloyd Howland, and Alvin Fernandez, and president of LSR Department Stores, and Joseph Skilkin, president of Skilkin Organizing, Columbus co-developers, and Charles Crandall, operations manager of Fort Wayne Group of Montgomery Ward Stores. The architect's sketch shows the new LSR and Company store would look like at Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana. And when opened in 1973, Ayers would operate both traditional department store and discount Airway store at the mall. In November 1972, a helicopter placed an air conditioner unit on top of Scottsdale Mall, which was under construction at 1202 East Ireland Road in South Bend, Indiana. A winter view of Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana is under construction before the mall opened in 1973. In July 1973, New York sculptor Joseph Anthony McDonald reaches for a mirrored stained steel arm on two chandeliers, was commissioned to design a new Scottsdale Mall of South Bend, Indiana. And the light fixtures were just inside the main entrance to the mall. An aerial view of Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana in August 1973, and the month of the mall opened. A view of a large crowd that turned out on August 1st, 1973 at the grand opening ceremony for Scottsdale Mall of South Bend, Indiana. And attendance was expected to exceed over 100,000 by the end of the day. Crowd surged into Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana on August 1st, 1973, opening day for the area's first regional indoor shopping mall. In August 1973, consumer Cosmo Rulli and Dennis Allen Pregel prepared for the grand opening of the Scottsdale Theater at the Scottsdale Mall, and the two men were hired by ABC Great States Inc. and to direct operations at the theater. In August 1974, thousands of area residents filled Scottsdale Mall to watch employees of Earl's Ice Cream Parlor restaurant and Girl Scout volunteers build 7-foot ice cream sundae. Afterwards, more than 6,500 people received free servings of ice cream. In August 1974, employees of Farrell's Ice Cream Parlor in Scottsdale Mall hired a tall stepladder while building a 7-foot sundae during a fundraising event at the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. And at the left is Robert Farrell, president of the Farrell Restaurant Division of Marriott Corp. And at the right is Notre Dame head football coach Eric Parsegian, who is National Campaign Chairman of the Multiple Sclerosis Foundation. The Walden's bookstore is visible in the background, and shoppers ride the escalators at Scottsdale Mall in December 1974. In October 1974, and Bless Horteros and a partner performed a hot wire act before a crowd inside Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana, and the performers from American International Circus appeared during an event sponsored by mall merchants. A large crowd watches a free circus performance in October 1974 inside Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana. A view from above of one of the plaza seating area inside Scottsdale Mall in 1974. In December 1974, farm animals are on display in a holiday exhibit at Scottsdale Mall and Montgomery Ward's department store, and one of the mall's anchor stores is visible in the background. Excited children watch as Santa arrives by train in November 1974 at Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana. A cat figure is part of a Christmas scene on display at Scottsdale Mall in December 1974. Fred, a white cockatoo that appeared in the TV show Beretta, appears in public show at Scottsdale Mall, South Bend, Indiana in 1976. Here, Fred, at right, is shown with a parrot named Amber. In March 1977, South Bend resident Cheryl Ford and Gary Warner of Mishawaka, Indiana, had their wedding ceremony at Scottsdale Mall, and they chose to be married at a spot in front of Hobby Center and where Ford worked, and the ceremony was performed by Reverend Hugh Biggs, and also shown are the best man, Paul Ashley, and the maid of honor, Miss Dee Keller. Also attending are bride's two children, Jerry Szabo, age 5, and Angela Szabo, age 7. In March 1977, South Bend resident Cheryl Ford and Gary Warner of South Bend, Indiana, or Mishawaka, Indiana, had their wedding ceremony at Scottsdale Mall. They chose to be married at a spot for a hobby center where Ford worked, and the ceremony was performed by Reverend Hugh Biggs, and also shown as the best man, Paul Ashley, and maid of honor, Miss Dee Keller. Joseph Burbring, 8 months old, and Giggles being held by Easter Bunny at Scottsdale Mall in April 1977. Children and their parents watched as Santa arrived via golf cart in November 1980 at Scottsdale Mall, South Bend, Indiana. Children lined up to visit Santa in November 1980 at Scottsdale Mall, South Bend, Indiana. Yolande Pounce, age 5, and Rachel Coyle, also 5, share a drink. A children's resource fair in April 1982 at Scottsdale Mall. The girls who attended El Campito Daycare Center and had joined a piano celebration and history presentation at the mall. 1985 air review of Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana. A view of the fountain inside Scottsdale Mall, South Bend, Indiana in 1985. Shoppers outside Chess King store in Scottsdale Mall, South Bend, Indiana in October 1985. With part of the mall fountain visible foreground, as shoppers strolled by the Tom McCann and Lerner Shop stores in Scottsdale Mall in 1985. In November 1988, Jeff Thompson of South Bend, Indiana, looks thoughtful as he commented, wishing you well, full of pennies in Scottsdale Mall. Renovation work at Scottsdale Mall in November 1993. Shoppers crowd the center court at the newly renovated Scottsdale Mall in April 1994. South Bend Tribune staff photographer Ed Ballots prepared to serve as guest Santa at Scottsdale Mall in 1994. Ballots wrote a story for the newspaper about the experience. Early bird shoppers stand in line before dawn at Target store at Scottsdale Mall on Friday after Thanksgiving in 1997. Crowds of shoppers filled Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana in 1997 as the post-Thanksgiving shopping rush begins. The interior of Scottsdale Mall in 1998. An aerial view of Scottsdale Mall and nearby stores and restaurants in July 1999. LS Ayres department stores at Scottsdale Mall in 1999. And LS Ayres closed its doors forever and at the mall in 2000. Interior of Scottsdale Mall in 2000. An updated photo of Milady shop at Scottsdale Mall, South Bend, Indiana. In 2000, Hacienda Restaurant and MCL Cafeteria, formerly Bishop Buffet, were two tenants at Scottsdale Mall. Crowds of shoppers in January 2000 flowed into the LS Ayres store at Scottsdale Mall for the store is going on a business sale. MCL Cafeteria at Scottsdale Mall closed in 2000. A boat show at Scottsdale Mall in 2000. A front sign at Scottsdale Mall in 2002. In December 2002, Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana was continuing to draw some shoppers despite a high number of vacant storefronts. The Target store at Scottsdale Mall in December 2002 continued to be a major draw for shoppers, although the inside of the mall was seeing declined number of shoppers. Scottsdale Mall in 2002, and when the owners considered selling it. The front entrance of the vacant former LS Ayres store is visible in this 2002 photo of Scottsdale Mall, South Bend, Indiana. The vacant Montgomery Ward department store at Scottsdale Mall shown in 2002, and the store closed in 2001. 2003, Owen Rock, South Bend's assistant director of economic development, chiseled bricks from the former Montgomery Ward store at Scottsdale during demolition, and the Ward store closed in 2001. In 2003, rubble is removed after demolition of former Montgomery Ward Auto Center at Scottsdale Mall. In early 2003, early morning walkers frequent Scottsdale Mall and complete their daily exercise. The exterior shot of Scottsdale Mall in South Indiana in 2003, and a year before the mall closed and was demolished. Majeric's Gold Crown Hallmark store was one of the last remaining stores in Scottsdale Mall before the mall closed in 2004. Demolition proceeds at the closed Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana in late 2004. Demolition of the closed Scottsdale Mall in South Bend, Indiana in late 2004. Only former LS Ayres store stands during demolition of the closed Scottsdale Mall in December 2004. Today, Erskine Village shopping center stands for a former site of Scottsdale Mall. The center shown here on February 22nd, 2017